You cannot have these Legos. I just hold you like a baby. That's what you really want anyway. Nope. You cannot have the Legos. You can get down. Oh. I have to pay. I wish they would like email me or something. I need to pay Frosty Tools again. I wish they would send like an email or notification like, hey, it's almost up. Listen, Launcher. Just because you find a different way to climb up here and throw yourself at me doesn't mean you can have the Legos. No, I need to forget. It says my shoutouts are on cooldowns. Kitty Kitterson. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm fending off the kitty who is very interested in my sorting today, apparently. She's making it not easy. I will change my screen as soon as I sort the last couple pieces in my hand so that she stops just mixing them back up. Yes, I will be right back. I guess I should have left it. I'm going to go get my card so I can pay Frosty Tools. I forgot. I need to remember, I guess, at the end of the month that it's time to pay them again. Yeah, okay. I forget that Frosty Tools needs to be like redone, and it doesn't send you like a hey, you want to renew? And then so I don't realize it's not working until I'm on stream. I just need to remember to look because they're like, hey, you could have a subscription if you give us $9. And then I forget about it. You know, because there's no one there to yell at me that I need to do it. Okay. I'm going to put you guys on Stream Raiders real quick while I do this. she's been a smidgen clingier this morning for some reason. Telling me, oh, I know why.
This whole game is rigged.
Okay, so for 30 days, I'm good now. While we're in there, I guess we just let me make sure everything's connected, or like enabled. Because sometimes when the payment ends, then some of the features go off because it only matters if you pay. Okay. Frosty Bot is fixed. Should open the shower and clean with you. Yeah, today she's been like extra clingy, and I don't know why. Nothing like happened. I mean, we were gone a lot yesterday, which is unusual, so maybe that's it. But I guess while I have Stream Raiders up, I can, actually do it. Mages. We'll go up to the low one, but Spot. Now she's got the zoomies. Where's my mage? There it is. Start there, I guess. I changed my category to Stream Raiders, so you guys should be eligible for the drops because it's past the second day, so in theory you should be eligible for the drops. In theory. It's coming! Okay. I didn't get very much sorted, but that's okay. Bag 9. So this fell into my cart yesterday. I couldn't help it. I was shopping and it just fell off the shelf and into my cart. So I had to bring it home. It looked lonely. It just fell in. We were just walking down the aisle, checking out the sales for Mother's Day, in the Lego section, and it just fell off the shelf into my cart. I can't be held responsible. With as clingy as she's being, sometimes I almost need like one of those slings for the baby and just shove her in it. Maybe. Have you seen the new, so I'll show you guys the one I'm gonna get crazy for his birthday, and then of course the other one's gonna be mine for Mother's Day. Let me pull it up. Space. Web browsing. So I'm gonna get crazy this for his birthday. It'll be a little late because his birthday's on the 3rd and this 8th, and this doesn't release till the 18th. but I think he'll survive waiting a little bit. So this one, and then look at this one. I wish you could. Oh, there's a better. How the all different types of blocks are used. I want it. This is what I want for Mother's Day. Who needs flowers that die? There's a flower. Right? I love how it's all different types of blocks to give it like texture. I need more Legos. The fact that I have like a dozen sets waiting around me to be built is neither here nor there. And then it's got like one random satellite. But there's like, these are used for like flower petals. And then there's flowers and gears. And like binoculars there. And then the little flower pegs. Right? I want it so bad. It's going to be my Mother's Day present. Even if I have to get it from myself to me. So this is where we are. We're still not actually complete. I just love how they use like all the Legos in so many different ways. You know what I mean? Like you look at it and you're like, oh, this is whatever. And then in one set, it is what you think you use it for. And then in the next set, it's used in a completely different way. And you're like, but it also looks right like that. So this is where we're currently at with our community build. Our little puppy hedgehog. I don't even know what it is. Yeah, we put him in last time. We put the little... Oh, I have that right. Now we need one of these. One of these and one of these. Oh, it helps if I turn my little light on. Build like a little flower cone thing. Hello, Catacane. Welcome in. Hopefully you're having a good day.
Easy.
And still lurking at work. There's it. That is the last step, I believe. Yep. All done. So that is our community build. We finished it. And then it does come with like other sets of eyes that you can use. Not that one, obviously, because it's weird. But you can have like these little. Of course, I'm not going to be able to get one out. I have to get all of them. These little like closed eyes with eyelashes. You can make it look like it has little closed eyes, but I like just the open eyes better. And you're only supposed to have like one or the other of these, but I was like, no, I'm gonna put both of them on there. Okay, let me pull up my nerd jokes. I'll put him right there for now. And the box is banished to the corner where it can be recycled. You require butty puns? Butt puns. I don't know if I have butt puns. Let's see. What kind of ones for Catacane? What is the difference between a cat and a comma? Says a cat has claws at the end of paws, and a comma is a pause at the end of a clause. I don't know how punny that one was, but it was kind of funny. Welcome in, Trell. Hopefully you're having a good day at work. And look at me, remembering to start my closed captions instead of forgetting like usual. Yeah, that one was more clever than a joke per se, but it was still good. And I remembered to bring up my digital instructions instead of the paper ones because this is ever expanding across my desk. And if we do more um, community builds today, we have this that Kaz sent through my throne. It's my very first throne gift. It's very snowy up here. I heard it's still snowing. We can build a unicorn, a seahorse, or I'm not really sure if it's a duck or a try it a peacock, but those are the options. That'll be our next community build. Brought to us by Kaz. Kazakh Princess. So this is where we stopped. It's still easy to pick up. We have our different rooms along the bottom. I guess I should turn it the way they want it. I wouldn't mind the snow. It was like 84 degrees here yesterday, and it's only the beginning of May. I would gladly take the snow. We are getting very close to the end of our school year. I know everywhere, like the different states and even some within the states are, slightly different depending on when you start and how long you get off at Christmas and stuff. Yes, because I'd rather be cold than so hot you can't do anything about it. You can always crank up the heat, put more clothing on, be under blankets. There's just only a certain level that you can work at. Like, it gets too hot, and then even the air conditioner's like, I give up. This is as good as it gets. And then when we go camping during the summer, I'm antisocial because I want to sit inside in the air conditioner. Because it's hot as balls outside. And there's bugs. And I hate bugs. Right, you can only take so much off and then it's indecent. You can't be out in public, and if the air conditioner can't keep up, it can't keep up. We're getting closer to being complete. Ooh, what pokey are we gonna get? A wild punkaboo. Let's see. Pokey catch. Okay, didn't yell at me and say I had.
This whole game is rigged.
It is rigged. You tell it, Kevin, then maybe one or all of us will catch it. I was saying the other day, I stopped playing it for a while, really, because it seemed like no matter what you did, use the Pokeball it recommends, use the best ball you have, use a plain one. It didn't seem like you were really catching anything anymore, so I stopped playing for a bit. What, Kitty Kitterson? Up. I'm trying to teach her, like, to put her paws in the air if she wants up. It's kind of working. Only because she's very treat motivated. Where are you? You want up? If you want up, you have to stop, like, then fighting me. Ooh, we both caught it. Oh, and I got some kind of, a thing. Well, oh, very good! Very good, you did uppies! Some kind of, like, stone or something. I think it's the natural stone. I tried to help you up, but you wouldn't. Yeah, I think it's the natural stone because it's like whitish.
Soft kitty, warm kitty.
I have a whole bunch of stones. I'm still not like 100% sure what they even do. Do you just use it? Kitty, you're stepping on my keyboard, and that's making things difficult. So you have to wait till like the Pokemon's like at a level that can be evolved, and then you have to have the stone as well. Because I know in like Pokemon Go, that's how it works. Ah, I see. Yes, I just clicked on a random one to just see. Yeah, you gotta have a level whatever and whatever fire stone to level that one up. Okay. I mean, like I said, I vaguely pay attention to the game, but I need to get like a baby sling, and I can just like stick her in it and wear her. She would probably do it. Don't eat my microphone. You guys are getting one-handed builds, even though I don't have a redeem for it. Let's see. Where are you trying to go, kitty? She is 5 months old now. Yeah, normally I just pick her up and I flop her over like this and I hold her like a baby. Yep, Noodle. We joked that we're gonna change her name from London to Noodle because she'll just noodle out on the floor like a big long thing. Where you at? Well, get your back legs correct. You gonna help? You gonna press down the bricks? You gonna help? Okay, that works too. Hey, you keep your teeth to yourself or I'm gonna bite you back. You made me put that Lego in the wrong spot. Yeah, you made me put it in the wrong spot. By plopping your body there. Yeah, she'll eat the bricks. She was trying to chew it a second ago. She keeps stealing my pencils. Like I'll like write something in my planner, like that I signed up for a new blog tour or whatever, or like made a notation to one, whatever. And I'll set my pencil down and I turn around and she's like picked it up in her mouth and ran away with it. I'm like, I need that. Please bring it back. And then I have to go like hunt down where she ran off with it. Once she gets a little bit older, I could do like lazy and put like redeems. Like he has one that's like give Miss Lily pats, and then another one that's like give Miss Lily treats. Of course, with a cooldown. But I was like, when she gets a little bit older, we can do that. Put kitty redeems. Is that what you want? Is this Lego set annoyingly in your way, kitty? Hello, Radiant Moon. How are you today? Hopefully you're having a wonderful day. Okay, some new people liked me last time, and then I didn't. I wait till you've come like a time or two, and then I add you to my auto shoutouts because I'm horrible at shoutouts. So let me write. That one's just a scratch one. And then I will remember to add it to my shoutout thing. Otherwise, I forget. Yep. She keeps like moving her head that way and this way. You sleepy kitty? Oh no! A lot of people seem to be getting sick lately. Rad Builds was sick the other day and he's still not feeling like 100%. You keep your teeth to yourself, madam. No, there is no one building here. Once it's done, it only comes undone if I've messed up. There are no unbuilts here. I don't have the same death wish Carrot does. What did you just do, kitty? Kitty, you're messing me up here. You're like changing my page. I don't know where I'm at now. You went all the way to bag 10. Yeah, I don't have that same death wish Carrot has to like undo and redo a step 40 times. No. I only undo if I messed up, which happens enough all on its own that you guys probably don't even need an undo. I know we're not sick per se, like with a cold or anything, but the pollen count has been like super high. And I have been like eyes itching and watering. Yeah. She's like, you want too much from this. Okay. I'm gonna wait to do the brick text till we come back from ad break. That way everybody can, vote on which version we do. I can make a poll though while it's doing its thing. I gotta sit you down for a minute to type, kitty. I just saw like Carrot's face and that's it. Unicorn. Seahorse. I'm just gonna call it a duck because I don't know. I don't know what it really is. We'll say 3 minutes. That should be the end of ad break. Okay, let me scroll up here. Brick tax. Yeah, she's very much stopped whatever you're doing and hold me and love me right now. Welcome in, Carrot! Yes, it is an In This Moment t-shirt. I went and saw them in concert with Nothing More. The 1983 tour, which was extra special because I was born in 1983. But yeah, we saw them, and was it for free? I think we might have seen them for free. We did. I took the kids with me to see them for free because when we lived up in North Dakota, the local, I don't know, whatever, concert arena, you know, they do more than that. But they, the local venue, there's the word, that'll work. If they had a concert that hadn't sold a lot of tickets, or they just had a lot of tickets left over or whatever, they would offer them to the base. You know, they get a tax deduction. People on base get to see the concert for free. And so I took the kids and we saw them for free. They're like, you can come to the ticket place on base and, you know, till they run out. And so I got there and stood in line like way earlier than anybody else was there. And I was like, I'm not missing out. I want my free tickets. I guess we're one-handed building today, even if I don't want to. This is how she is. Clingy Clingerson today. Said I need a baby, like a baby sling, and I can just put her in it. And just work around her. Book talk. Okay, I can't talk about the current book I'm reading because it hasn't come out yet. And the book I read last also has not come out yet. Did I put that at the wrong place? Yes and no. I put the whole block structure at the wrong place. There we go. I'm trying to think, what did I read before that? Now I'm gonna have to look it up. I am up to 115 books for the year. Actually, this one came out today, so I can talk about it. The duck one. Okay, we shall do the duck book tax. Okay, so it's called His Destiny, and it just released today, but it's the third book in a trilogy, so you have to read them in order. It's by the author Angel Rain. Kitty, you make everything very interesting. Was it a dreepy? I should have just opened it like the flap. Oh, you're gonna fall. Your leg isn't on the desk. Okay, so we're gonna make the ducky, because that's what everybody voted on, the ducky. And we can always take it apart and build one of the other ones too. That's always an option. Madam, are you being a spicy kitty right now? being very spicy today, Kitty. Eat your foot. Like a baby, you just discovered it. Eat your foot. Yes, but the poll chose duck. Beer Bear and Catacane caught the Pokey Poke.
This whole game is rigged.
It really is. Oh, you made me drop it. That's step one. Madam, excuse me, no. I thought there were 4 bags. Oops, sorry, I hit my mic. That was probably a little loud. I'm sorry. If you don't stop biting me, I'm gonna put you down. No, ma'am. Nope, you have to get down. Ooh, you turd. You go be spicy over there. Nope, I ate my sugar. I ate one oh, you can't see him. I ate a Starburst, but I didn't do my hydrate. I was getting attacked by a small feisty kitty. Okay, book talk. Like I said, it's part 3 in a trilogy, but you have to read them one after the other because they're interconnecting. Well, not interconnecting, because interconnecting, yeah, cat attacked. Interconnecting is like, you could probably not read the book before, but they are connected. But this one you like have to read in order. It's a series. Let me do Streamers Battle, and I'll keep talking. I'll do it over you guys because you're over there. There's a lot. 65 of us and 80 of them. I think we can take it though. Yeah. Whoa. I always put the little. Where is it? It will fight you. So in this 3rd book, first of all, he kept her in a cage, and that sounds bad, but he had a lot of trauma because it's a mafia book. So he was basically raised from very young to be the shield for the mafia boss, right? Like, so he was, all kinds of awful things were done to him to prepare him for that job. Even if there could have been other ways to prepare him, you know. So he has this cage built in his house because that's where he goes to feel safe. So when he can't control it, like all the emotions and or just like he goes in the cage because he's the only person with the key. So nobody can hurt him inside it. You know what I mean? Like it's weird and twisted, I know, but that's what for him it's protection. So when he took her to protect her, he brought her back to his house and put her in the cage. Because that's where he feels safe, so that's where she should be safe. And so, so she's already been in there. It's not like been a terribly long time. It's been like a week. And it's not like he doesn't feed her or anything. He makes her 3 meals a day, takes them in, takes care of her. She has her own bathroom, her own shower. He's brought her clothes. And that doesn't excuse that he's put her in a cage, but it's not like a, you're my prisoner type of a deal. Is what I'm trying to say. The only reason he doesn't let her out, like free, to roam the house and whatnot, is because he's afraid that if somebody were to get onto the property, they could hurt her. You know, because the guy who he took her from was actually her dad, but she didn't know it because she was given up for adoption. And like her and her brother were given up for adoption when their mom died, and so she didn't remember him. And he was having sex with her, knowing that that was his daughter. He knew, but she didn't. And so he, the main guy in the story, knew it was her dad. And it took him a second to realize that this was the little girl that was given up for adoption. So he took her to protect her, but he was also kind of falling in love with her. It's a very, like, without reading the first two, there's a lot of stuff you don't understand. That's why I say you have to read them in order. But he was, in his own way, trying to protect her and take care of her. So finally, at the end of book 2, he lets her out. He's like, as long as you promise not to leave the house. Why is my thing all messed up? Probably something the cat did. I can't do mage again because I don't have enough food, meat, whatever to bypass the cooldown. So we'll just choose something else. But like I said, it was his own kind of way to protect her. It was really like the only way he knew how. And he doesn't get... Pokey Daily, what did you get? Tell us what you got in your Pokey Dailies. Some days are really good, and other days they're like, here's 2 Pokeballs and $95. Which isn't bad, but it's not great either. Ooh, an ultra rare reward. Fantastic. The empty disc. I can't remember what that one does. But that's a nice one. Anyway, so like he doesn't really get like attached to people. Like a lot of the emotion you would normally have, like to care for somebody else, like fall in love with them, was basically beaten out of him. So that he would only care about saving the mafia boss. And the current mafia boss is not the one who did it to him. The current boss has taken over for his dad. It was his dad and like his dad's people who did it to him. And he just sees him as a friend. You're like, yeah, you protect me, but you're also my friend. And so he cares about what happens to him. He's not just some weapon or tool, you know. He's an actual person to him. So, you know, when he sees her sees him starting to fall for her, he's like, I'm happy that you're experiencing this, but at the same time, if you need help, let us know. Careful, don't get too deep, you know, things like that. And so he finally lets her out of the cage, you know, promise not to leave the house, and you can be free in the house. And it's not, again, because he wants to control her. He just wants to protect her. Nope, that is wrong. And, I put it on wrong. And so, he does let her out, and she does what anybody does, you know? She wants to try to get to know him better, to figure him out. And so she starts looking through things, you know, like snooping. And she finds a picture of her mom. But he didn't close the safe all the way or something, but it was in a safe. And she found a picture of her mom, her, and her brother. And she's like, why does he have this? And then she realizes that he knows way more about her than she felt he let on. So she freaks out and runs. Well, that and her dad calls and says, I have your brother, come get him. And so she runs to go protect her brother. Warning, I'm probably going to give you all the spoilers, so if you want to go read this book, you probably don't want to listen. I should put that disclaimer in there, like, hey, I will give you all the spoilers, so if you don't want that, don't request. Oh, okay. Another brick tax. So once he realizes she's gone, he like freaks out. They have like everybody searches like every piece of the property for her, and when they can't find her, they're like, okay, now we have to figure out where she could have gone, why she ran. Butt's getting giving its 2 cents on the battle bot. So when she was trying to run from the property, she flagged down a car, and it happened to be the boss's wife. Can't really see. I put 2 little pieces on there. There we go. But it's white on white, so you can't really see it. And she told the boss's wife, whose name is Vita, what was happening. And she's like, I'm gonna assume that you ran from Tristan's house, and just was it because of him? And she's like, yes, but mostly because of my brother. Like, I need to get to him. So she drives her to where she asks, and then drops her off. And as soon as she's out of the car, she calls her husband to tell him what just happened, where she is. Come help her. And so, of course, they do. Well, Tristan does anyway. And some of the one guy wants to go with him, but he says, no, it's my job. Like, it's my fault she ran or wasn't protected enough and could run. And now it's my job to save her. And he's like, but that's not how we work. Like, we're a team. And he's like, no, just let me, I need to do this myself. And so the guy lets him. I mean, they can track him, but, like, to a certain extent, they can track his phone and things like that. And so, he gets to where Vita said she was dropped off, but it was just like a corner. But he sees a construction site, and he's like, yeah, that's a good place. Like, it's an abandoned construction site, whatever. And so he goes there, and in fact finds her and her brother and their dad. But so he throws like a smoke grenade and stuff in there, like not right where they are, but like in another part, to like get sorry, I'm like, where is this piece? To distract the guards that are there. And so it works. And he gets in there, and he's like taking people out, and then he gets to where they are, and their dad is holding her by gunpoint, and he's like, you need to just go, like, don't try to save them. Like, he only wants his daughter. He's got no qualms about killing his own son. Like, don't make me hurt her, but I will kill him, no problem. I have no use for a son. Because to him, a son is just somebody who thinks they're entitled to take over when he dies. Like, take over his empire. And he's worked too hard to just give it to somebody else. He doesn't owe anybody that. And so he does, like, at the time, what seems kind of crazy, and offers himself in place of them. because he knows that's what that guy really wants. When he was younger, this guy did horrible, despicable things to him in the name of preparing him for his future duties. But he got off on it. So the guy agrees, like, I'll let my kids go free and then you come with me. And so she doesn't want to leave at first, and he's like, your brother needs help. Just take him and go. And so she does, not really wanting to, but... Oh no, kinda. Sorry, I talked to myself as I built. Nope, that's not, something is not right. What is it though? Okay, sorry. I think maybe I figured it out. So she doesn't want to leave, and he tells her to leave, you know, like, let me do this for you.
This whole game is rigged.
Why am I so confused? What is not right? Okay, so facing in, then this piece leads green, show this, and this is like just one step up. Okay, so that looks right. Now let's try to figure out where I'm not getting right here. And this. And this. Okay, I was trying to put it at the wrong spot, but I thought it was the right spot. Now that confusion is over. You know, he offers himself up, and she has a pretty good idea about what is going to happen to him if she leaves. But she's torn between, like, protecting him and getting her brother medical attention he desperately needs. And he's like, don't worry about it, just leave. Like, this is what I want for you. My people will find me. You'll make sure of it. Go home and tell them. And so she does leave, and she gets there, and she gets her brother attention, because they can't take him to the hospital. They'll ask questions. So she takes him back to the mafia boss's house, and they're pissed. Like, the head guy and his right-hand man are pissed. They're like, where's Tristan? And she's like, I had to leave him. They're like, where is he, though? Like, tell us where. And they manage to go and get him back. But like, the fact that he was willing to sacrifice himself in that way kind of messes with him, because he's never, like, felt like was willing to do something like that for anybody but his boss before. So it's weird, like, you know, like, mentally it takes up. And then plus there's the fact that he killed her mother a long time ago. Like, his first official alone job was to kill this woman who was apparently a rat and was, like, ratting out the mafia to the FBI or something like that. And so he killed her That was his job. He didn't ask questions, he just did what he was told. That's how they made him basically into a machine. Like, you didn't ask questions, no one cared how you felt, you just do what you're told. And so now it's like come back around, and this woman that he's fallen in love with, you know, the only person he's ever really cared about beyond like his boss and the boss's right hand man, he's fallen in love. You know, he killed her mother. How does he come back from that? So he gives her like a day or so with his brother, and then he like breaks down and tells her. And she's like, what do you mean? And he's like, I didn't know who she was. I just did what I was told. And she's like, why are you telling me this though? And he's like, because I don't want there to be any secrets between us. And she's like, but how do you expect me to come come to terms with that and then still be with you? And he's like, I don't know, but we'll work it out. Of course, you know, that's all. Really, are they going to? So then of course they're kind of, you know, this other mafia guy obviously needs to be taken out. And they've wanted him gone for a while, but how do you do it and not have the other families like come back at you? So with the proof that they have that he's been working with the Russians and her accounts and whatnot, the other families agree he needs to be taken out. And then they're kind of gearing up, making plans after the meeting with the other families, and then they get attacked. And in the attack, her and her brother wind up like she was at his house, not in the cage, just talking. And that's when the whole thing, the whole like scuffle, whatever, of that, her dad really and his Russian goons attacking the big mafia boss's house. And so he's like, I'm gonna get you to the main house because there's a safe room there, and you'll be like, more like nuclear bomb could go off and you'd be fine in there. And so he's trying to get her to the house, and her, of course, they run into her dad, and he's taken out a few people, and her dad goes to shoot her, and he like jumps in front of the bullet so that he gets shot instead, and he winds up shooting him and killing him. And as they're running away, somebody else then shoots him a couple times, so she thinks he's dead. And her brother had come out the house and was like, we gotta leave. So they managed in all the scuffle like to get out, and now people are wondering where her and her brother are. Plus she thought Tristan died, so she's not really all that with it, because she had like, how do you explain that, yes, this person killed my mother, but he also saved me from my father, and I've kind of fallen in love with him. Like, it's a very twisted, weird thing, but it works. So her and her brother get out of town, like, because this book takes place in like Austin, Texas. So they leave and go to Vegas and like start over. And she was a stripper before. I mean, it pays the bills. You do what you gotta do. And so her brother is working at like a restaurant, saving up so he can go back to school, and she's working dancing, and she's pretty sure he died, so she's not really with it mentally. Like, she can't get over the fact that he died trying to protect her, and then like all these feelings have to like mesh together somehow. Mad that he killed her mom, but devastated that he died, and still in love with him, and all this kind of stuff. So she's dancing one night, and she gets off the stage after her set, and the owner's like, some guy just paid me 50 grand to have a private dance with you. And he goes, 50 grand? And she's like, and what does he expect in return for that? And he goes, I don't know, but give him whatever the hell he wants. But don't worry, we'll be right outside the curtain. Like, we're not going to let him do anything to you. And she gets in there, and it's Tristan. He didn't die. It's been months, though, like 6 months. He had like multiple surgeries, and he almost, was on death's door for a long time. But he's done physical therapy and all that stuff, and he's back at it. So he's come to get her. Like, I'm not dead, you're mine, we're going back, this is how it's gonna be. And so, like, she's over the moon that he's alive, but also at the same time, like, can't believe he's alive and isn't sure about what he wants going forward or what she wants going forward. But they work it out and they move back to Austin, and of course, happily ever after. It's like, I don't know how long it is. Maybe like, I think less than 200 pages though. But it says, Helga Hufflepuff was famous for her culinary charms and spells, and many of her delicious recipes are still served at school feasts. That's the little tidbit information-y thing. I know, like, I read some weird stuff, and people are like, how is that romantic? Listen, I didn't say I wanted to happen in real life. I just said yay for her. She's fictitious. I don't want to be married to somebody in the mob. That doesn't mean I can't be interested in how it works in this fake world. Okay, let's see. Let the green block. Okay, but where's the other one go? I went to two of these blocks. Where's the other one? Oh, down here, right above. Ooh, I got new pajamas yesterday for Sunday's stream. Since I do Sunday pajama streams, I got new PJs yesterday at Sam's Club. Yes, I am that person that actually buys clothes at Sam's Club. Quick balls at the ready. Where did you come? Oh, Woobat. I don't own that ball. Okay. Pokey catch. Great ball. I should do my Pokey daily. I forgot. I didn't really forget about it. I just wasn't thinking. And then I even saw Fear Bear tell me he did it, and I still didn't do it. Pokey daily. Let's see what I get. I got an uncommon daily award. $145, 2 level, and 2 nest balls. Give me need to buy Pokeballs. There we go. Purchase some Pokeballs. If you are new to the Poke game, you can trade Pokemon you've caught, but you can only trade like one, like every 4 hours or something like that. And you don't get to choose what you trade them for. They call it a wonder trade, so you don't really know what you'll get. But if it's not that great of a Pokemon, like it has bad stats or whatever, then it doesn't really matter. But you click on the Pokemon and scroll down to the bottom, and it'll tell you when you caught it and with what, and then it'll say like Wonder Trade. Congrats, Beer Bear, on your catch. Yeah, I wonder what I get. But like I said, if it doesn't have great stats anyway, then I suppose you're not really missing out on anything, like if you trade it. Because if you get something and it's not great either, then it's not like you traded something really good for a crap shoot, you know, like a crappy one. That's what I usually do. I trade like duplicates, and whichever one isn't as good, I see what I get. It is a game implementation in some of the latest versions. I forget what my original Game Boy game keys were anymore. I know one of my 2 versions wiped. Yeah, I mean, like I said, if the Pokemon you're trading isn't great to begin with, or you're not, to me, I'm not really losing out on anything. I have the possibility of getting something better, but if I don't, what I had wasn't great. You know what I mean? Like, what I offered up wasn't fantastic either. It wasn't like the best Pokemon I had. So I don't really worry about it. I just look at their stats and then trade like whichever one isn't great. Like if I have 1, 3, 5, whatever, that type of Pokemon, whichever one is like the least good, I just offer that one up and then see what you get. It is hard to stay on top of it though, because you can only do one like every 4 hours. Childhood versions to me are like the Tamagotchi that lived all the time. Makes me happy to know. Yes! Like, it just is. They have Tamagotchis. I've contemplated getting my kids one, but I know with my son it would die very fast. It would either die like almost immediately, or he would become like overly obsessed with it. One of the two. We still have this little square to finish. I was like a little 12, 13-year-old kid, and those Pokemon are still playable. Right? Like, we went to the library yesterday while we were on base, because I had to go to I go to the grocery store on base. Because the commissary, because that's what they call it, the grocery store on base, it's called the commissary. While it may not have everything I need, if you have any kind of knowledge of the military or government, you know if something isn't used, they get rid of it. So if you don't use the commissary, eventually they will get rid of them. And then if something happens and they have to close down the base, there'll be no grocery store. So I go to the commissary on base and I get what I can, and then I go other places for the rest. But that is my little thing. But anyway, we were on base to go to the grocery store, and he wanted to stop by the library there on base. So we did, and I think he, because you can borrow video games. So he borrowed, I want to say it was Pokemon Scarlet for the Switch, because I got tired of buying games and then playing them for exactly 1 week, and then I've spent $60 on a game they refuse to play anymore. So now I'm like, I'm not buying any game unless you've borrowed it multiple times. Yeah. You're back? Are you gonna be a feisty kitty, or are you gonna be nice? You gonna be feisty, or you gonna be nice? But yeah, like, I won't buy a game for them unless they've borrowed it from a library or something multiple times. Because I got tired of spending like $60 on a game that they didn't play very long. But they swore up and down they wanted it so bad. I need it. I'm like, yeah, and now you don't play it. And you take it to GameStop and you get like $1 for it. I heard the stream raiders. I mean, buy the Pokemon games, and granted, I don't play them for ages, but I do play through the story, enjoy it. And it's different, like, as an adult, with adult money, do whatever you want. But, like, I buy it, they play it for a week, and then they turn around a week, 2 weeks later, and like, I really need this other game, and that game's $60 too. You know what I mean? Like, and with 2 of them, that adds up fast. I buy the alt versions for my wife. She's gotten into some. Eventually, the kid will pick it up, I hope. Yeah. I not throw mine out, though, either. I get all my original. Oh, okay. Would only really get to borrow a parent version as needed. Like, yeah. And I mean, mine are teenagers, so. But I have learned over the years, I'm like, if you borrow it several times and consistently play it when you borrow it from the library, then I will get you it. I'm not saying they can never get a new game, but I'm gonna need like proof they're actually gonna play it. Because they've done that with a couple games. Like, they swore up and down they really, really wanted it. And I was like, okay, well, let's see if the library has it so you can borrow it and play it. You know what I mean? Because just because the videos look like you would like it doesn't mean you really will. You know what I mean? Because sometimes playthrough is different than the, like, trailers they show for the game. And they've gotten games and they're like, I don't like this. This is not what I thought it was going to be. If I get any choice in rewards, I need gold over skulls. Just saying. Gotta go laundry. Okay. Okay, Beer Bear. Kitty's back and she's less spicy. Beer Bear. What did he say he needed? I guess I'll give him this because he did all the stuff. All the stuff. Then after him is Crazy. And, okay, some people, I don't know, like I said, some people only give it to people in chat, some people do other things. We'll do this time. You got some stuffs, yeah. But I'm like, I don't know what to do. You're welcome. I'm always like, I don't know. Should I give it? Like, how should I do it? So I do it. I don't really have like a specific way. Like, one time I'll choose, another time I just let it pick. No, I like the one. thought I won a skin, but I didn't think it was that. A golfer lancer. I don't want to do a golfer. Let's see. Event tokens, epic kills, mages. Kill 3 melee units. Okay, that's... Where are we? Right there. I think Kitty has worn herself out. She's laying very nicely. Kill 3 melee units. Let's put a gladiator out. Where do we want to start, though? Let's try start here. Not that it really matters. You guys can actually put your stuff wherever. She's laying very nicely. I guess she's over her spicy moment. I got a pumpkin skin for my balloon buster. That's what I kept looking at. I was like, I could have sworn it said my prize was a skin. But when I flipped through my skins, there it is. It finally appeared. It is a hockey tank. It makes my person look like a hockey player. Yeah, that was like my gift from the loyalty chest. Like as the captain or whatever. But I kept clicking it in the skins and I didn't see anything. I was like, maybe I was wrong and I just saw something incorrectly. But apparently, no, it just took a minute to show up. Yeah, loyalty butt. She is super soft. Sorry, kitty. I know you're laying here so nice, but I need to put these pieces on. I feel like sometimes it's like having a toddler all over again, though, because she takes like things and then runs. Or she like gets into stuff, or yeah, you go to walk and she steps like right underneath your foot, like mid-step, and then you accidentally kick her or like nudge her or whatever, and you're like, oh, I just kicked you, I feel so bad. But like when you stepped, she wasn't there. Sorry, kitty. I need this other hand for a moment. We finished our base. Thank you for the epic spy, Catacane. And an APOM? I don't know how to say that. Like, I used to feel like I was so good at pronouncing things and whatnot, and then I look at these Pokemon and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. There's that. And that. I put two little, like, half circle pieces. I don't know if that's much better to see it. Here we go. Those two half circle pieces on either side. Dune. Done with my proof of compliance for all my assigned standards. Now to write the assessment answers for the assessment team. That's a future me problem now. Welcome back, Beer Bear. I gave you 200 gold. I think I'll rotate between picking the people and letting the computer pick it. That way we have a little bit of both. I mean, I don't have a ton of people in my channel, and I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, like, so as far as the games, I rely on like random people joining, and I feel like if I'm constantly only picking people like in my chat that I talk to, maybe those people won't want to join because they want to lurk and just play the game, not so much watch what I'm doing. And so I feel like people won't want to do that lurky just play the game thing if I'm never picking them, you know what I mean? And this way I can pick some people that are in the chat sometimes, and other times just let it pick and it be random. I think that's a fair compromise. All that to say is that I don't want to alienate the people who just lurk and play the game. Because sometimes I'm like that. I just want to play the Stream Raiders game. I don't want to watch the particular, person. So, you're the only Stream Raiders that I actually watch. I just default to the hooks or something big and mute coding. Right. So, I figure this is fair then. Like, I sometimes pick people that are in the chat, and sometimes I let the computer pick and let it be random. Gotta move your little leg, kitty. Okay, so we have a complete square or rectangle, and all this like the black trim is done. Thank you for the hydrate. Yeah, I know some of the people who that's the only thing they do. Their whole stream is Stream Raiders, They have redeems for prizes. Like if you want gold and it happens to be like one of the prizes, redeem it. X amount. But those are usually people who have literally like 100 people playing. So I gotta pick you up, kitty. I thought about it, and I was like, I don't know if people want that. I pretty much play it every time I stream, so it's not like it wouldn't be relevant. And it's not like you have to, nobody forces you to use them if you don't want to do the redeems, so. And then because you wait until, you see the prizes available, and then to redeem anything. So, I wouldn't suggest clicking give me gold, and then there not even being any gold as a prize, you know what I mean? So it'd definitely be something, but I can do that. I can put in a couple Stream Raider redeems. Oh, I got a new headband yesterday at the store. I just didn't get to put it in as a redeem. It's kind of like the one I had for... Oh, come on. Oop. It's kind of like the one I had for Christmas with the tree lights on it. It blinks fast, slow, or just as on. I got it in the 135 section at Target, but I didn't get to put it in as a redeem yet. Stay up there. Yeah, Kitty is needy. Spicy Kitty just wants to bite me. Hi. Are you awake now? Did you have a nice nap? Was your nap good? Or did I keep moving too much and that's why you're up? You're still not really awake. Yep, there you go. You can just lay like that. Yeah.
Soft kitty, warm.
I need to look for a better sound clip of that one, like a longer one. And I keep telling that to myself, and I even say it on stream, and then I just haven't done it. Yeah, she can be a little gremlin. So, our one kitchen chair has like, yeah, everybody has that one chair that just seems to accumulate like jackets on the back of it. And I have like a bag hanging down and it kind of falls underneath the seat. And so she'll crawl up on that bag and she's not on the floor. And then she'll wait till you walk by and she'll jump out at you with her paws like all up in the air. Like she won't try to like claw you or anything, but it's like, ah, I got you. So we're always like, oh, who's a good predator? Who's a good hunter? Sorry, Kitty, I gotta put my sloth hood on. I think it's more like a robe. She like hides there and like jumps out at you. And like I said, she doesn't try to like claw your clothing or anything. She's just like, ha, I got you. Like, oh, if we were in the wild, I would have gotten you. Slothard. Okay. Diamond dot poster. This is the one we're working on. So this particular set, it's got like 5 or 6, but they all like when you put them against each other, you know, like all laid out, they make Starry Night. They make the Starry Night. What are we got? Let's do number 7. So the ones I had before, when it was like the first person who redeemed it, when it was finished, I would send it to them in the mail, which I need to send you yours, Kevin. But these are ones I got for Christmas that I liked, so I'm not sending these to people. And that's why I lowered the cost to like have me do it, the redeem cost. Oh, we're in breaks. I don't know what Thief is. I mean, you're lucky I know the classes, and that's mostly from WoW, not from D&D. I should look at the minutes so I know when to stop. 47. You a sleepy kitty? When I was shopping yesterday, I did pick up some more little buckets to sort the Legos in my 10 drawer thingy. But Kitty was feisty during sorting time, so I didn't really get to sort much today. Frosty Bot. Meanwhile, let's catch up on chat. Chat's been a wild mix of Pokemon love, nostalgia for classic consoles, and streamer strategy. Beer Bears share their dedication to Pokemon games and family hand-me-downs. Meanwhile, the battle hype is real with units lining up for book club and builders raid. And hey, a wild Apom was caught by Beer Bear. The loyalty butt. A gold over scrolls debate rages on, and don't forget, Kitty's now a gremlin in Catacaine's army. Listen, the more you use Frostybot, the more it's kind of weird, like how spot on it is, and you're like, I have to go between impressed and a little creeped out. You can take a nap, kitty kitty? Like I said, sometimes I'm like, whoa, that's spot on. And other times I'm like, okay, that's just funny. Hi, Sky! Welcome in! Hopefully you are having a wonderful day. We are currently in the middle of a Diamond Dot redeem with a sleepy kitty. I have a growing army. I have a commander, I have a spy, a necromancer, a few informants, now a rogue gremlin as well. Yep, she can be part of your kitty army. I found little black bat wings that I'm totally gonna get her for Halloween. And then she can be the knight. They're gonna be so cute. Am I finished with 7? It looks like I am, but I've been wrong before. A wild mushama? Mushama? Is that what that is? It eats dreams? Because that's kind of weird. Let's look for an egg. I used to have these in some kind of an order, but I don't anymore. has everyone's week been going so far? Hopefully well. I know some people aren't feeling very well. I remembered to take my allergy medicine this morning, so my eyes no longer feel like I want to claw them out because of how much they itch. The kids made me a card and all signed it. They also got me flowers and chocolate. Oh, so cute! That's fantastic. Yes. Hard to ride the last 2 nights, trying to work ahead this week a little bit. Hoping to do an outside road ride tonight. Just make sure people can see you. We don't need your wife to come on and tell us that you all got hit by something because nobody could see you at night. Like, make sure you got reflective light thingies. Oh, read my first chat. I might have missed it. Oh, there we go. I had a good day, thank you. It was a little sad too because it was the last day. Oh, preschool. Oh, I know my kid's last day is the 24th, so they have about 3 weeks left. We are, getting to the end. I got headlights, taillights, a reflector. Excellent, Beer Bear. Excellent. Oh, you're fine, Sky. When I'm doing the diamond dots, I try to look up a lot, but sometimes I miss things. Well, yeah, that's one of those bittersweet things. You're like, oh, I'm so proud of them for finishing, but at the same time, I'm sad that I won't see them every day. Is this your first year as preschool, or you have been doing it for a while? You might have answered that already in somebody else's chat, but I am in and out a lot in people's chats. But is that, I don't want to say like, is that your job and make it sound little, but like, is that like you get a new class every year and you've been doing it for a while, or is this like your first year, or were you kind of like a volunteer or a teacher aide? And again, you could have done it multiple years in a row. Listen, frankly, you people are saints because I just send my kids to school and I'm like, please behave, don't murder anybody, and listen to your teachers. Do your work. Of course, now I don't really homeschool because I am not the teacher at all. But he does like a public school at home on the computer. Oh, so basically I'm a school and my coursework. Oh, so kind of like student teacher, like in-person work experience. Well, that's kind of cool. Is that the grade level you're hoping to work with later? Because I assume you're going to be a teacher. I assume that the work is like to become a teacher. Is that the grade level you're hoping to work with in the future? Or is that basically, because I know sometimes with student teaching, you get what you get. It may not be the age group you're looking to work with in the future, but it's the class that was open. Okay, so that'll be cool. They're not completely horrible yet at that age most of the time. Although sometimes they can be worse at that age. Because they're teenagers and tiny bodies. Well, I'm glad you had an enjoyable experience doing it. And more power to you, because teaching is not my thing. At least not like in that kind of a sense. Like I can teach somebody how to sew, but I couldn't go to school and teach kids all day. Basically, in the UK, the preschoolers are from 3 months to 5 years old, so there's like 3 classes. Okay. Yeah, no. I have one in 7th, soon to be 8th, and one in 9th, soon to be 10th. And the one in high school goes to school, and the other one did too till like March, and then we had issues. So now he does this program that's like public school at home. So they send all his materials that he'll need, and like all his work is done digitally online. 1 to 10, color, shapes, all the fun stuff. Yeah, I'm helping him with algebra and statistics. And interpreting the meaning in this poem, and earthquakes and volcanoes. I mean, I'm not really teaching him, but I am helping him read through and making sure he understands what he's reading. But he still does a lot of it on his own. Currently, he has an A in every class except for music, and he has a B in that. Mostly because there's only been like 2 quizzes at 5 questions each, so, you know, it doesn't take much to lower it to a B. Yeah, I'm so glad I'm done with learning that stuff and can now learn how to be a teacher. Yeah. He signed up, like the school he's in is actually kind of good for him because he's on the advanced side for his age. And so this school offers a lot more ways to take advantage of that and keep him engaged and not bored, which is still a feat because like 95% of his day he's just playing video games. Because he does his work so fast, and then there's nothing for him to do in school, so he just plays video games. But he signed up to take 1 high school class next year while he's in 8th grade, and eventually he could possibly graduate early or graduate with both his high school diploma and an associate's degree at the same time if he wants. So I think those things will kind of help. Like this schooling system is going to work better for him than a regular, straightforward public school. Because it is still public school. It's just at their own pace. He could work ahead if he wanted to. You know, he can do all kinds of stuff. So I think for him, it's actually kind of better. And it's going to work better for him. We will see. Because just because he signed up to take 9th grade math next year doesn't mean they will let him. No, I'm saying he could be. Like, he could graduate. Oh, sorry, I'm getting too hot. He could graduate early. Like, so instead of graduating, doing all 12 years, he could do just 11. Or he could do all 12 and graduate with his associates from college at the same time. He's not almost done with high school. He signed up to take 9th grade math next year, but they have to approve it. You know, they go back and they look at his grades and what his standardized test is and how he participates in class and things like that. And they decide if he can take it as an 8th grader. He could have basically skipped the 8th grade though, but he didn't want to do that. But like that's part of this program, is that the kids can potentially graduate early or graduate with their associate's degree. They allow them like a lot more flexibility, and they have like job courses where they can shadow somebody at their job to see what their job is really like. Because you know, some jobs everybody thinks like the big picture part of that job, right? But they don't think about that you're not literally doing that every day. There may be a lot more paperwork involved than you think there will be. So they allow them to, like, later on in high school, they can shadow people doing different jobs to get a better feel for what the job is truly like. So sorry, it's because it's pretty different, but it is. UAK schooling and US schooling are totally different, so I understand the confusion. It is very different. I think, obviously, Yeti and a bunch of us were talking about this yesterday in Rabbit Stream. Like, the ages and grade, like, the ages they're in those grade levels and such are so very different. Okay, it says we have 70 units and they have 79. I think we'll be good this time. Yeah, it's very different. Kevin getting all the kills this time. And Catacane with the assists. Oh, I said something and it changed. Now it's me. Now it's not. Yes, I thought being a preschool teacher was just playing with kids, but there's so much more paperwork, like accident forms, observation on the kids, what the kids ate, what they did with the day, right? Like how many times they went to the bathroom, how they interact with other kids. So yeah, so they get the opportunity to shadow people at different jobs. Of course, like I said, this is later in high school, but I think the basis, or what I assume the basis is for it, is because they don't want kids to get like so wrapped up in thinking a certain job is a certain way, and then they gear all their studying towards doing that, which is fantastic. But then when they actually start doing the job, they hate it because it's nothing like they thought it was going to be. So I think that's one of the benefits. By allowing them to shadow and see what these jobs are really like, gives them the opportunity to decide if that is something they truly want to do in the future or not. Okay, since I picked the last time, I'm just going to let random pick this time. Kevin, Nagtetra, and OBW? Abik? I don't know. I probably butchered somebody's name. Oh no, Catacane! Death is no Gouda. What did I get? What skin? Epic water flow. Gladiator skin. Doesn't it kind of look like a cat in a bowl? To me, it looks like a cat in a water bowl. Like, you know, floaty in a water bowl. Okay, I think I still have... Oh no, I did them all. Okay. Because some are like, I have enough to upgrade it, but not enough money. So then I try to decide if I should save up my money or spend it. But none. And Amaldo is loose in the chat. Still mages. And melee. Let's see if I have any money for scrolls. Nope. Ooh, a boss battle, a loyalty a boss chat. Yeah, the industry work has made me realize that I would rather be doing an apprenticeship and working and earning money than being in a classroom 3 days a week. Than a yeah. Like, cause I mean, some of the stuff, it's just crazy. Let's see. I'll do my orc guy this time. There you guys are. You all set if you want to join. If not, that's fantastic too. Oh, Buttbot. You know you got the Pokey chat. Wow. Yeah, I definitely could not be in a classroom trying to teach kids every day. I'd be like, why don't you understand it? I've explained it 17 times. Oh, big kitty stretches. Oh, just flop back down. That works too, kitty kitties. Ah, where are you going? Like teachers, I don't know how the pay is over there, but I know in the States it's crap. It is little crap. Teachers should be paid a lot of money and get way less flack than they do. I'm not saying that it should be like completely unregulated because that's when the power hungry take over and bad stuff starts happening because there's not enough watchfulness. But at the same time, like some of these parents, like if you want your kids to only know certain things or demand that nobody else in the class learn them because you don't like it, then you need to homeschool your child. Like I feel like lately there's been a lot of like a shift where all of a sudden parents, while yes you should have a say, it is your child, you should know what they're learning and all that. At the same time, I feel like there's this shift in which one too many parents have been appeased by fine, we won't do it anymore, you'll get an apology. That should have just been told, you don't like it, take your kid out, go home, teach them yourself, deal with it. Yeah, you have to be patient with 4-year-olds. One of the kids went to the bathroom and pulled down his trousers, then instead of sitting down the toilet. Yeah. He knows he's supposed to sit. But it was just, yeah, like teachers should earn way more money than they do and get a lot less flack. Like I don't have Instagram or TikTok. I'm old. I only have Facebook. Because everything winds up there anyway. But like these teachers that don't teach anymore because they got tired of dealing with the parents and the admin who never backed them up and things like that. And some of the stories are just wild. Like one of the stories was that this woman, she was on summer break, right? And she was at the beach with her family, like her husband and her mom and her cousins and stuff. And she ran in to a former, like it was her student this past year. It's over. He has moved on, or she has moved on to the next grade, right? Ran into the former student, and the mom saw her and was like, I'm gonna report you. And she's like, for what? She's like, teachers shouldn't dress like that. My child, you shouldn't be showing so much of your body to my child. I'm not at school. And he's not my student anymore. Called the school, complained about her, and the school called her and said, don't forget, we have a clause. You have to dress respectful. What are you doing? Don't wear that to the beach. Yeah, like it is just a lot of parent like I said, I fully agree. That is your child. You should have, know the teacher. You should have a say in things, but like it has gone like way past that, I think. It says little factoid in the Lego build book says the legacy of Godric Gryffindor lives on in the Sorting Hat, a solution to how students would be fairly sorted into their house. I have a sorting hat. I have 2 sorting hats. I have the Lego sorting hat with the talking brick piece in it, and then Steal Your Heart crocheted me a sorting hat. I did it as a redeem on her page. Oh, wear sorting hat. Oh, come here, sorting hat. I put wire in it to help it stand up. but I'm still not positive I did the best job at doing the wiring, so take that how you will. Woo. Let me. And brick tax. I'm sorry, did I move too much, Kitty? That bag. Yes. Yes, you were in Steele's chat the other night. Well, she crocheted this. Listen, I am Gryffindor. I don't care how many times that damn sorting hat puts me in Slytherin. I am still Gryffindor. I do not agree. So that was our step this time. We added the little... I do not lie. Just because me and the sorting hat have a difference of opinion does not mean I'm a liar. Boy Wonder is a Hufflepuff. And Fantasy is... she Ravenclaw or Slytherin? Oh no, she's Slytherin. She has a Slytherin blanket and a little like Slytherin stuffed animal snake thing. Kitty, if you're gonna fall asleep, just lay down. You don't have to fall. I am Gryffindor. I took the test on the website, on the Potterhead whatever website. I took the test and it said I was Gryffindor. Just because I knew what answers to give to make it say Gryffindor does not mean I am not a Gryffindor. And first of all, it wanted to make Harry Potter a Slytherin, and it said not Slytherin, not Slytherin, not Slytherin. So the sorting hat gave him Gryffindor. I don't understand why I can't be the same. We share the same birthday. Harry Potter and my birthday are the same day. Listen, no. The sorting hat, the Potterhead thing said I was a Gryffindor. Where is this piece? Oh, well, you know what helps? If I look in the right container. I'm trying to look for this piece in the community build pile. Wait, no. I did the brick tax. And then I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna find the piece I need in the brick tax build bags. I live near one of the parks that they filmed Harry Potter in, like Hagrid's hut and like one of the scenes after they got off the Hogwarts Express and walking out. So jealous. Do you go to the train station with your wand and your cape on the first day of school and wait for the Hogwarts Express to come? Because that's on my bucket list. One day, I want to go to King's Cross Station and stand there and wait for the train to be on the board. You got Ravenclaw? Listen, I want to go to Harry Potter World, and I might go next summer. Like, not like summer 2025, because next summer is like 2 days away. Like 2025. We are in talks with Beauty and the Geek. So Beauty of Beauty and the Geek is like a travel agent of sorts, and we are in talks with her to plan a Disney trip next year, and I definitely want to go to Harry Potter World. Like, it's so high on my list. So jelly. I would love that on a school trip. Yes. Or I hire a wheelchair for the day. I usually get that handicap pass at the amusement parks and stuff, so that I go in the exit for a lot of things. Yes, kitty. Right there? Okay. We'll ignore the fact that I need to put the bricks literally right. Oh, okay. You want me to hold your paw? No? We did a whole term semester on Harry Potter, and I remember I never had reading Harry Potter before starting the term. There was like a full Potterhead at the end of it. I have not read the books, and I know I'm horrible. I love to read, and I love Harry Potter, but I have not read the books. So, in my defense, I'm almost at the point where I don't want to read the books because I know they're going to be different than the movies. And then I'm going to be so irritated that the movies got it wrong and be like, no, that didn't happen that way, kind of a deal. So now I'm almost to the point where I'm like, I don't know if I want to read them. Normally I am a total read the book before I watch the movie, but yeah. I'd like to think I have, but I'm not sure. That's pretty cool though that you did like a whole thing on Harry Potter during school. I know we have all the books. My mom has first editions. Ooh, fancy. I have some first editions. They're just the books that like nobody cares about. They're not by like super famous authors or anything, so they're not really any ones that anybody would really care about. You know what I mean? Unless you just like that author. What's in headphones? Don't you fall. Okay, crazy. Have fun at work. Same things I tell the kids. Don't murder anybody. Don't get in any fights. people escaped. You got your ball phone just in time, but not for them to make it a catch. Rigged. This whole game is rigged. Oh, I just remembered my soon-to-be boyfriend messaged me. Right. It's because we're busy talking. Listen, people are lucky that I text them back because I will totally do one of those things where I'm like, oh, I saw your text, and I will answer it like out loud, or I'll type it in, but I won't press send. Or I won't type the message out at all, and I'll just be like, yes, and I'll answer it out loud, and then like a day or two later, they'll be like, did you get my message? And I'll be like, yeah, I responded. And they're like, no, you didn't. Well, I did, just not in a way that you can hear. Ooh, have fun! Crazy and I just went on a date, a couple weeks ago. 2 Fridays ago. We went to the Memphis Zoo for what they called Lore and Pour. So it was like a Tennessee whiskey trail. Like over 20 different distilleries were at the zoo, and you could taste test their drinks, their alcohol. It was quite fun. I would definitely do it again. We typically don't go away without the kids, and we live about 2 hours from the zoo. So my mother-in-law watched them, you know, not that, I mean, they're teenagers, but my mother-in-law watched them while we went to their zoo to drink. Oh, that's only 30 minutes. You could have been busy. Like, you could have been in the middle of a chore. It's viable. I'll buy it. It's not like it was 2 days ago. It'll be okay. If it makes you feel better, Crazy messaged me like 4 mean things, and I didn't see them at all until I was pushing notifications away to start the stream. And I definitely haven't answered him back. I was like, I don't know how long. Okay, this every year on September 1st, enchanted ferry boats carry new first-year students from where they leave the Hogwarts Express at Hogwarts Station across the Black Lake, where they arrive at the Hogwarts Boathouse. I could never leave clingy. I am like the exact opposite of clingy. I'm like, oh, you're home from work. Hug and kiss. I'm going back to the couch or whatever I was doing. Oh, it's 2 hours later. It's time for bed. I guess we can go to bed now. I am like the opposite of clingy. But in fairness, oh, this bag's really tight. We were military for a very long time, and that required you to learn how to live without the other person. Like, I firmly believe some people should not marry other people in certain career fields unless you can handle, like, being alone a lot. Like, yes, you're in a relationship, but you have to be able to, like, ooh, my headphones fell. Like, deal with the fact that they could be gone for 6 months and you'd only hear from them on the phone or email or whatever occasionally. So I am firmly used to that. So I'm very, like, not clingy. That is not to say that I do not know several military spouses who are super clingy. Which I find weird. Like, it's hard to be like that and, like, be with somebody who has that kind of job. These are dark ones. Like darker water. But I suppose as long as you can deal with it, then go ahead. Like, I just know it makes it harder for some people. Like I said, I will see a message and be like, yes. But that doesn't help them because the whole reason they message me is they're not there. They don't see that I just answered. Okay, have a good nap, Catacane. Welcome in, Radbills. I'm lurking in your stream too. We're filling in now. I wish I could. You can see better, but now I've got cat. We're kind of filling in water on this side, like this is lighter water, and then so this stuff is darker. And I would turn it, you know, but then I'd probably put a piece in the wrong place because I wasn't looking at it exactly the way the book was showing. I'm sorry, I touched you. I'm sorry. I touched you with my Lego book. I think, if I remember, like what this book will look like when it's finished, that later there's you know how the other schools come to visit for the Tri-Wizard Cup or whatever? Yeah, Tri-Wizard Cup. The guys who come on the boat, I think a version of their little boat is gonna go right there. If I remember the finished build. I'm playing Roblox and I have like a massive blue palace and I accidentally left the front door open and I go into the room and there's just a girl walking out of my rude! She just invited herself into your house and then ate your french fries. So rude. So we tried a new place to eat last night and I'm a sucker for appetizers. Like if I could go somewhere and I could just choose like 4 appetizers and make that like smaller versions of the appetizer, obviously, and pay like one price for like 4 of them, I would just eat appetizers for dinner. blocked her from my house. So rude. Just help yourself. But I thought they were doing like a little play on words because it was like pub chips, and I was like, oh, I bet it's French fries, you know, because it said cheesy baked. What is it? Pub cheesy bacon chips or something, and I was like, oh, a play on words. They're French fries. When I got them, they were not French fries. They were like homemade potato chips with cheesy bacon. I was slightly disappointed because I really wanted cheesy bacon. Yeah, cheese bacon pub chips. I thought it was a play on words though, with pub, you know, pub chips. They were just regular chips, but not like bag chips. They were homemade. But 31? Are you fucking joking? 1, 2, 3. Uncle Randy just passed away a couple of hours ago. Your family is not having a good go at this. I'm sorry that your uncle passed. He's been sick for a while though. I mean, that doesn't make it any better, but I'm trying to figure out in my head who he is. Yeah, because pubs are pretty UK basis, but right. So I was like, oh, play on words. They're cheesy bacon fries. No, they were chips. They weren't bad chips, don't get me wrong. It wasn't bad, but you know when you're expecting one thing and then you get something else, it inherently is just not as good right off the bat because this is not what you were expecting. It's probably 2 because of the way I have my. It's probably 2 because my mic isn't by my mouth really because of wearing the hat. Because when I had her make it, I did not think about the fact that it would not work with headphones very well. You know, because it doesn't really fit over the headphones. I really should have, when I measured for her, like measured with my headphones on, but I was not thinking about that when I gave her the measurements. And then she brought the hat to me when she came to visit for the eclipse, and I put it on and I was like, I totally didn't think about my headphones. Okay, yep. I turned the music down some too, as well as I rearranged the way my mic was. But yes, I did not think about wearing headphones when I got very excited, and I was like, yes, make me a sorting hat. Let's see. Make sure I'm at the right place. 1, 2. Okay, yep, I'm still good. Wing Wheels. There's 70 units for us and 133 units for them. Let's have faith. I believe we can do it. Beer Bear and Crazy with all the kills and assists. And Catacane, you're doing good too. Oh, not just Beer Bear, Beer Bear. We did excellent. We beat a boss. We beat a boss. We beat a boss. Beer Bear? Honestly, story of my life. I have hearing impairments and we're hearing aids. Crazy just got, I say just, but he got them, I don't know, maybe yearish ago, give or take a little bit. Got hearing aids, and it was, I don't want to say funny because that sounds like kind of mean, but definitely took an adjustment period. Like the first time he wore them on a road trip, he was like, "What is that? No, is driving in a car always this loud?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "It's so loud. The road is so loud." It's like, it sounds like road. It was definitely an adjustment period for him. Glue ear as a kid that never went away. Ooh. Oh, hello, kitty. Oh, you gotta rearrange yourself? How dare this Lego set be in your way? Says recreational activities in and around the Black Lake are usually discouraged unless you are on good terms with the Grindylows. This model, however, should be safe for witches, wizards, and muggles alike. When we were driving home, because Jane and I had never heard it. Yeah, he was like, why is it so loud? The road is it always this loud? And I was like, yeah, you've just been deaf for so long that you didn't notice it. Yes, she has been like hanging out the whole time, but she's pretty irritated that this Lego set is in the way of where she is trying to lay down. Like, how dare it inconvenience her this way? That would require a third camera. She literally just flopped her hands on me and then just went immediately back to sleep, so. Okay, the double of these. You guys get one-handed building with no redeem. Not that I have a redeem for that, but. Yeah, she stretches out so long. Like when you hold her out, she is like super long kitty. She we call it noodling. She just flops down and like is so long. I can like wear her as a necklace. Where does this piece go? a dot there, and then this here, and this here. You wanted this. Where does it go? Yeah. Well, she was feisty earlier, so. She kept biting me. She was like digging her claws into my hand and then like biting me. And I was like, nope, you have to get down. If you can't behave, you have to go. And she was gone for a while, and then she came back and was like, okay, I'll behave. And then just fell asleep. And has just kind of moved around in her sleep a little bit here and there. I got my hearing aids when I was 7. That's really young. Did it affect, like, and sorry, if it's too personal or you don't want to answer, don't feel like obligated, but did it affect, like, the way you learn to talk? Because, I mean, all those things, you know, talking is based a lot on, like, what you hear. And if you couldn't hear well, maybe, you know, it affected how well you learned to. Did you need, I'm like, that sounds so invasive and personal. So if you do not want to answer, that is completely fine. You just tell me to mind my business. This cat is like having a baby all over again. Hold me, love me. I get into everything. Yeah, I got quite a lot of my phonics wrong. Right, because you're having trouble hearing people talk, and then, like, because a lot of talking is learned not by reading so much, but by hearing other people talk. Right, like, I know they sound kind of personal, so that's why I'm like, if you don't want to talk about it, don't feel obligated at all. But like I said, a lot of speech is not so much learned by reading it, but how you hear other people talk is how a lot of, like, how you learn to talk as a person. And that's why sometimes when kids who've never lived in, yeah, liquid kitty, like, they never lived in that country, but they have an accent from that country because they learn to talk from, like, their grandmother, and their grandmother has a Scottish accent because she grew up in Scotland and then moved to the States or wherever. Right, like, based on how you heard it. Oh, Rad Builds! Thank you for the raid! We are hanging out. We have Liquid Kitty today. Yeah, I know. I'm probably a raider into my own stream because I was lurking in his stream. I raided myself. Perfectly timed ads. Yep, they came in right when you guys did. Oops. I'm sorry, guys. I do feel like the cat is like a baby all over again, though. No, that's alright, Rad. You do whatever it is that you need to do. Hopefully, you're starting to feel better. And you have a great day. You go take care of whatever it is that you need to take care of. Thank you for bringing your peoples to me. Welcome in, Raiders. My name is, well, I guess I should wait until the thing does. I will wait till the raid is over to introduce myself. That way people can hear it. I imagine that does kill the battery pretty fast. Or, I mean, pretty well. Kitty power. We have about 15 seconds of ads yet. Welcome back, everyone. Hey Raiders. I know the ad started like right when you guys came in. My name is Booklovin Builder. I mainly build Legos, but unlike Steel, I won't lie to you and tell you that's all I do. I play video games on Sundays, and I know there's a cheap shot at Steel, but she'll live. And I do diamond dots. I kind of just do whatever. And some days I don't even know what I want to do or what I'm going to do. And then I let you guys decide. You lie. You even have redeems that allow us to prove you lie. Unlike some people like Carrot and stuff though, I don't have any unbuilds or build one-handeds. And we got this kitty like 2 weeks ago. Her name is London, but I don't know that we ever really call her that. We call her Noodle and Kitty Kitterson. Yeah, we have a different kind of chaos that goes around here. Welcome in, Devin. Hopefully you're having a good day. Has it? I don't know. I guess. But she's 5 months old. She's a tuxedo kitty, and she's super soft. And she facilitates between Spicy Kitty and Sleepy Puddle Kitty. Yeah, I guess it's been a month. Or almost a month. Because we got her a couple days. I'm not doing that. I'm not saying it. I know what you want. But yeah, I guess, because we got her a couple days before you came. So, yeah, about a month. I don't know. Time is that thing that no longer, like, I have no concept of, like, it anymore. Everything is just a few weeks ago. It could have been, like, 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying. Yeah, see? But I'm still not going to do it. So I went to make the tiny octopuses that came with the kit I did with you and I realized all my stitch markers just evaporated. Welcome in, Alex. Hopefully you are having a good day. The raid left you? That has been happening, I feel like, more and more lately. That people are getting, like, left behind. We have all the grounds now, finally, and we are slowly working up. We have, like, filled in the water. He raided and run too. Let me try to message him. Probably better on Discord. Yeah, because I'm in my own thing twice. Oh, well, that's not going to help much then. That was my only solution. I don't have, like, his personal phone number or anything like that. Oops. Oh no, Red. I don't think Crazy does either. Oop, I'm turning the wrong thing. Oop. We are done with book 1. I got to... Sorry, go... Let's try... I gotta get book 2 of the set I'm on, so... Castle... Okay. Building instruction... Book 2. Okay. So that was books 1, or bags 1 through 11. Now we're starting on bag 12, which is part of the second book, and it'll go through bag 22, and it's basically everything up, you know. Oh, I know, big stretches, kitty, big stretches. Don't give me that evil eye. I could have let you roll off the desk. Yeah, I don't know any other, any other way. I know he raided and ran, like a raid and run, which is fine. I'm not saying anything about that, but, like, maybe in his rush, he didn't realize it was still on. Like, he thought he hit the end button, but didn't. I don't know. Okay, we're going to... Oh, big stretches, kitty. Here. let me move this way, kitty. I keep knocking the steeple off the boathouse. Go sleep. Go back to sleep. Whatever. That is the first step for that. Let me see. Make sure. Nope, no minions. Okay. I put this up too high. Oh, I did. I was like, wow, that's bright. I think we're making what is the equivalent of like the Great Hall, but I could be wrong. Steel, are you still here? Or did you have to go back to worky workins? He just came back but didn't end the stream, but he has his phone out. Yeah, maybe he'll see it like in Discord, because I sent him a message in Discord about, I think you left your stream still up. I think that, you know, I was like, Alex said you left your stream up or something. Yeah, we're all like, hey, you were talking about you're in crunch time for butt got carrot. Same butt heart, but really he got steel. Same butt heart. Steel butt heart. He was here earlier. I don't know if he still is. Somebody pin it. Steel butt heart. Anyway. Oh, Kevin is here. How much do you have left on your... Thank you, Carrot. How much do you have left on your cosplay? My brain's like that word. What is it? All of it? You do not. You've done your shoes. You did the collar. You've been working on your wings and the harness. So you don't have all of it. You're not starting from scratch. But... So how much do you really have left? The color has to be redone. On the boots? Oh, on the collar. But I mean, the hard part was figuring out the dimensions and like the number of stitches, stitch count. That sounds kind of right in my head. So I mean, in theory, it should be easier to redo, right? Yeah, I didn't think anything was wrong with the collar. Like, why is the color wrong? Because it looked like, I mean, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but it looked good in the stream. It's too big? Oh, so you gotta reduce the stitch count a little bit? Welcome in, Rabbit. Yeah, the wrong thing needs to be redone. The color is perfect. Okay. Yeah, I thought you meant the color itself needed to be redone. And I was like, what was wrong with the color? Listen, while you're lurking in our streams, this is what you should be doing. I say that. I don't do stuff at all. I mean, you can frog it or you can start all over, which is the better option. Which would take less time. Why you're so quiet. So frogging it is the option. Okay. Well, I mean, in theory, frogging is fast. Like, it doesn't take forever. Kitty-tailed my... I mean, I understand what happened. You started working on it, and then, like, it's hard to work on, like, just one thing for a long time. So you started doing other things, like, you know, to break it up. But I think, I mean, I don't know. Make the arm sleeve. Are you just doing, like, a little, like, tiny cap sleeve type thing? Or are you doing, like more of, like, a, you know, shorter t-shirt sleeve? Still need to do the skirt, shoes, figure out the bauble, sand and paint the staff, the accessories, and also the wings for the brooch. Okay. I always joke about cheating, but, like, does everything literally have to be handmade? Okay. That's like, I don't do cosplay, so I don't know. These are, like, honest questions. If it's handmade, okay. Like, I've never done cosplay, so I have no idea, like, how the scoring point system, whatever, you know, rules, all that. I don't have any idea about any of it. She won't lose points for anything not handmade. She just won't get the points. So I guess then the follow-up question is, are you trying to win, or are you just trying to have the experience of making your own cosplay and entering it? Okay. You know, that matters. Like, how much do you really want to win, etc. Like, those things matter. Because some people are not in it to win it. Some people are just like, I just want the experience of saying I did it. Right? Like, she is very sure she won't win. Like, you gotta be optimistic. Listen, I fully am prepared that the world is going to burn tomorrow, but have some self-confidence. It's not enough to you, but you're not the one judging. Like, I understand generally people are harder on themselves, but you have to have a little faith that you're gonna win. I mean, it all depends on the judges and what they're looking for to really know whether you just like cannot win at all with crochet. True. I mean, I get what you're saying. Some people, like really do it. And I get also that you're trying to set yourself up for expectations. You know what I mean? But still, I mean, I think that it is a very like I said, I don't do cosplay. I've never done cosplay. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's not my thing. I think it's cool, all the different costumes people make and the time and effort that they put into it. I can appreciate. But where was I going with that? I don't know anymore. My brain left it at the station. That there are different people who like or see things differently, like maybe different categories or whatever. I get what you're saying though. You don't want to get like overexcited and then be disappointed in your ranker or wherever you fall within the line. 80 units. 80 against 140. I think we can do it. Oh, Amaze Spidey is in. And oh no, it's Beer Bear. Dude, they're going down pretty fast. Beer Bear, 57 assists. Be fun, and we only lost 8 people. Beer Bear said he prefers money. Let's see. Fizzy? I don't know. Probably murdered it. And then this guy here kind of like almost an even amount of each, so we'll do that. Congrats. Food. Money. Make sure I don't have any person. Oh, Musketeer needs to be. He had a crazy amount of assists, and then he had a bunch of kills too. Okay, I don't know. I'm probably not going to be on for another half an hour, to be honest. I don't. I've never done like a duel as like a streamer. I've been in duels, but I'm not completely sure how they work. I'm pretty sure it's not the same as a dungeon. Because these are keys, and the other one you get. Oh, it's the verses. Did we want to try one of these? Like, I don't know. You have to select somebody. You can't just do like a. Right, but I mean, like. What I meant was like I have to choose somebody. It isn't. I can't. There isn't like just a mystery like whoever. You know what I mean? Where I just let them choose for me. I have to like pick somebody. That's what I meant. Like, I thought I would just be able to go in there and be like, okay. Yeah, like I thought I could just click challenge and it would pick somebody. Because I don't know. Like I said, I'm not going to be on for another half an hour, so I thought maybe just do that because it's fairly quick. Yeah, I thought I could just like press go and then it would. Let's see if that person. What did you have for lunch? Was it delicious? I mean, if you ate too much of it, it must have been. Because why would you keep eating something that's meh? But what was it? Shredded beef and rice from this Cuban place. Boy Wonder is making beef and broccoli in the crock pot tonight. Okay, never mind. That's taking far too long. I'm not patient enough for that, apparently. Yes, that's what he is. It's his turn to cook tonight. So that is what he picked. Oh, I was like, what the heck am I looking at? Oh, well, I skipped a step. I hope to eat too much dinner. Honestly, it's pretty good. It's probably not the most authentic beef and broccoli ever because it's made in a crock pot, but it's pretty dang good if I do so say so myself. I have made it for multiple like crock pot things for Crazy to take to work. Like I put it all together and he takes it to work. And it is a highly sought after. People are like, oh, we're gonna have a crock pot. Make sure your wife makes that beef and broccoli. I don't know if it's the tasty one. Trying to think of where I found it. I think I found it on. Why do I have this piece in my hand? I don't know why I have this piece in my hand. I want to say I found it on Pinterest, but that does not mean it didn't come from Tasty. I imagine you could do a chicken and broccoli this way. It's like, okay, so in your crock pot, you could do a high or a low. We do a high. You put a cup of soy sauce. I want to say it's like I forget how much brown sugar. I want to say a half cup, but then my brain's like, that seems like an awful lot, but maybe not. Of the brown sugar. Then you put some garlic. Yes. Then 2 cups of beef stock and 2 pounds of like sometimes I buy the pre-cut stuff that's for fajitas, and sometimes I buy the pre-cut of meat and I cut it myself. But yes, that is it. Yeah, like I said, I don't know if it's the most authentic beef and broccoli, but it is good. Like, whether it is authentic or not, I have no clue, but it is pretty tasty. Okay, now I've confused myself about which way I'm holding this. But yes, that is. I started making it that way, and then Boy Wonder loves it. And so now that he has started having to make dinners once a week, it's one of his go-tos. Yeah, I figured you just change it to chicken stock and chicken versus. We'll have to try that. That version of it, because it's basically pretty much the same recipe. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I got it off Pinterest, but that does not mean it wasn't from Tasty. You know what I mean? Like, I just found it on Pinterest as a search. Right? You like the chicken one more, honestly? We will definitely have to try it next time. We already have the meat thawed out, so not changing it this time. But we would definitely add that. your butt is falling off. I didn't want you to get up and move, but your butt was falling off the table. We do a, again, probably not the most authentic, but a chicken fried rice in the Instapot. That's pretty good. That I enjoy. Says there should be 2 of these, kitty. That one is just a flat. It is not like this. I have one of these and one of these, but none of these are the right color. Sure, it's not underneath something. I do it with shredded chicken, also really. Yeah, I mean, you could change it up definitely to fit like your personal tastes and things like that. Where are you, bear? Hey, I know I have some of this kind in a bin somewhere, but which drawer? Did I miss a row? Ah, I did. This is why it helps when I sort my Legos. Because I have more of these, but they're not the right color. Now, whether I used the wrong one somewhere in the set at the wrong spot, I don't know. But I have others. So I'm not going to worry too much about it. Did I get it wrong? I did. But only a little bit wrong. It's just supposed to be on the front, not the back. Yeah, go back and check. Yeah, I probably did. Like, use the wrong color one somewhere. Yeah, right here. It's supposed to be one that's just slightly darker. There we go. Okay, now we're back. One of you, and one of you, and one of you. I'm trying to like keep it where you see it, but Kitty is Kitty. She still looks like she's about to fall over from sleep, but she won't lay back down, so. Yeah, she's sleepy. And instead of like, she does this stubborn thing where instead of just laying down because she's tired, she'll sit somewhere and be like, and then all of a sudden she'll just, yeah, like she just sways, and then eventually she'll be like, okay, and lay down, but not until she's good and ready. Like, I've tried to like corral her and like lay her down, and then she's like, no, 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 and stands right back up. She'll lay down, but not until she's good and ready. Yeah, like a toddler. Yeah, that's when she like slowly leans forward, and you're like, just lay down and go to sleep. Yeah, like a real toddler. Just lay down. Oh, there you go. You're gonna stretch now? Excuse me, kitty. This was our last bag for today. I think it's gonna go somewhere. I don't know. I have no clue where it's gonna go. I was trying to like figure out at least a little bit of where it was gonna go, so I could kind of set it there. Oh, it's gonna go over here like this. It's gonna go right there. Let me, oh, I closed Twitch earlier. Let me see who is currently on. Or if you guys have a suggestion of somebody, that works too. Last time I tried to look up Lego, I wound up with somebody who like was having a quiet stream and like wasn't even like answering in chat. Not that there's like anything wrong with that. Like, you do the stream you need, you know, for you. But I was like, man, I suck at picking. Raiden the Rat, he's not even like technically on. I mean, he's on, but he's not supposed to be on. Oh, did he come back on? Okay. I was like, did he come back on? No, it's just a thing. But I'm gonna collect my points while I'm here. Okay, we'll go into Yeti. Yeah, last time I tried to pick like a person, it didn't go well. I was like, man, everybody else like just searches and finds somebody, and the person is great, and not, like I said, you have the stream you need to have as the host. But I was like, I suck at picking. Kitty pulled my jacket down. Can you come here? I need my keyboard to type. Yeti 147. Now make sure I spelled it right. I will, like, eventually learn how to spell her name. Oh, a 24-hour stream. Okay. Yeah, I was lurking, but I was not really paying attention. See, look what you're doing. You're gonna fall. Yeti 147. Did I do it right? I did. I know he hit 200 followers, and he was like super excited about it. Thank you, everybody, for the raids and for coming and hanging out. I think so. This went to bag 12. Then Tuesday will be to bag 16. And then I won't be on next Thursday because we will be at Nationals. So 2 Tuesdays from now will probably be the last part of this build. I know that's like kind of a long time, but I will be on Sunday, probably playing more Clem. I like that game. Or maybe I'll buy Stardew Valley and we can all get super sucked into that. Have a great weekend, everyone.